Welcome to My Top Everything.
Stood up. Oh, we didn't play the music. Thought we were just talking the shit.
Mara was standing up because the hardest part about this for Mara is sitting still.
Correct. Oh, I'm just a girl. do.
I am just a girl. I am just girl.
I think you could have done your own thing and she would have just kept doing that.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
It's too late.
Nope.
Next time.
Yeah. Oh. Yes. Next time on My Top Everything podcast. Welcome to the duet of the opening noises.
Of Eminem Squared.
Disbanded.
What?
Welcome to My Top Everything.
Welcome to My Top Everything. I'm Marion.
I'm Kara.
And I'm Mara.
And we are three friends who argue about anything and everything. Probably won't happen as much today. We've got a slightly different format today for our episode. We're doing top 3 stories of us, and we decided to just agree on 3 stories ahead of time.
Yeah. Our stories.
Our pre-approved stories
Yep.
of the 3 of us. Yeah, there are ones that wouldn't make the podcast.
Correct.
Let's go to our number 3.
Yeah.
Unless we have updates. I don't think there are any updates.
No, just that ASMR sucks.
Oh, yeah, update. After our last episode, I made an ASMR noise, and Kara didn't like it. But then Mara made one right after, and then Kara started crying.
It was involuntary.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
My eyes just started tearing.
I'm ready for her to get evaluated. Why she's crying at ASMR. Should we each lead one of these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be fun.
Sure.
Immediately someone's going to take over for me. I tried telling a story yesterday when the 3 of us were together.
Oh my God, it's so wrong.
It's so wrong. And Marion was like, shut up, let me tell the story.
It's like, this is so disjointed and incorrect and
Yeah.
over exaggerated.
Yeah, I can try number 3. That feels like one of them is my element, so I have to tell that side. So I'll try number 3.
I think number 3 is a good one for us to start with. Let's get into it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll start with number 3. So Marion dubbed it the double lockout during move, which I appreciated that. So when we were moving from an apartment to a duplex, we were all moving different things at different times and whatnot. And we were supposed to meet at the new duplex at a specific time to clean, I think,
Yes,
because they
clean it.
hadn't cleaned it.
It was
which is disgusting.
It was disgusting.
It
So
really
we were
was.
like,
There was
we
so
need
much
to
stuff
pre-clean.
everywhere. Like
I found like a barbell. It was like,
yeah, there was like a doll head.
physical.
Yeah.
Did you say dog head?
Yeah, there was
doll
like
head.
doll.
Oh, doll head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really gross. We were going to meet there at a specific time. I was staying at a friend's house watching their pets. And so I had gone inside. How did that go? See, I'm already
You walked to
failing.
Pizza Luce?
No,
hang on. We're straight ahead.
Oh, gosh.
So I parked my car.
We should have gone over.
This is going to be a really hard
for Marion
podcast
specifically.
for me.
Yeah. So I had one of the, like old cars where I had only a key. I didn't have a fob, and there was only one key for this car.
Yeah.
And
What was the car's name?
Jerry for
Jerry.
Gerard Butler.
Yeah.
And he was red.
No.
The car?
What?
Like a
It was
tan-
great.
Tan.
Whoa.
Jerry was silver, dude.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. We all forced a different color.
I think it was like a silvery tan color.
It's like that old Honda color that kind of looks
goldish.
like, yeah, when like a room has been filled with smoke.
Whoa.
Yeah. We'll post a picture
Cigarette.
of Jerry.
Yeah.
We can all say, because you said gray, you said
I said
silver,
yeah.
you said tan,
Yeah.
I said red.
I think gray and silver are probably like
yeah,
the
you
same.
guys seem to agree.
I feel like tan is kind of in the middle of gold and silver.
No.
Metallic tan?
What fucking rainbow are you looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I locked my keys in my car, basically.
Yeah.
And
This is not how. I'm sorry. This is like you've taken all of the suspense out of the story. I wish we could start over, but there's been good. We couldn't use the car thing if we do. This is not. No. Here.
No.
Sorry.
I think you just got to remember they don't actually know the truth. You know, the truth
this
is what we tell
She
them.
called it the
storyteller.
double lockout. She told it right there. That's the whole suspense of it all.
Well, you named it the double lockout.
I didn't think we were going to say the titles of the names of things. It's just a prompter for what the story is.
Okay. I will keep that in mind for the last two.
Do you want to tell the storyteller?
We were moving. You got that part right.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
That's where we should start. We had a plan after work. We're all going to go clean the apartment, move a couple things in. Kara was pet sitting at her friend's house in St. Paul.
So far, I haven't done anything wrong.
I agree.
And yes, this is why it was fine. And I stopped you when I stopped you because then it went off the rails. And Mara and I went to the place first and we were going to meet with Kara. We're doing some cleaning.
Yeah.
We realized that there's something in the car we need. Or no, we didn't even clean yet. We had just been like looking around, right? And waiting for Kara.
Zero idea. No.
I think we were waiting
Marion's
for
telling
Kara.
the story.
Yeah.
And we were like, where is Kara? I remember there was only one phone on us. That was the big thing.
It would have been mine.
And yeah. And so we go down for some reason out the front door to get something. As soon as we go through the door, it clicks and we turn around
Yeah.
and we try the handle and it's locked. We did not know. It had not been explained to us that door was an automatic locking door, and neither of us had our key. We had put the key down because you had one. No, you didn't have a key.
We didn't. The key was inside the apartment.
Yes. Yeah. We had put the key down on the counter and then come out. And so we're sitting there. We try to call Kara, but Kara's not answering.
Correct.
And we're like, where is she? She's super late and she's not answering.
Yeah. So
Now go
something
from
bad
your
happened.
side of the story.
I tried. So I had accidentally locked both my keys and my phone in the car because it was one of those classic situations where like I had put something in the front seat.
Start from where you're in the house, and then how did you like discover that? Like what happened?
I think I was just about to explain it.
You gotta
simmer down now.
Yeah. You know?
I think it was one of those, like, I put my, like, purse things in the front seat because I had other stuff that I needed to put in the back seat, and the door closed, and I thought, because it's one of the old cars, we have to hold the plastic bit up and down, and I think that I had thought that the plastic bit was
The
up.
lock.
The lock.
For our
but I'm trying to,
listeners.
like...
And Grayson.
But some of them are just, like, handles, and you can't really see them, but this one was, like, you could see it in the window, like, it's up or down, you know? Anyway, I think I had put my like phone, purse, all those things in the front seat, and then I had a bunch of other stuff, and I moved into the back seat, and I closed the back seat, and I realized that I had locked everything in the front, and I had thought I had left the front door unlocked. Turns out I hadn't. It's also like 50 degrees, and I had left my coat in the car too.
Yeah,
So
everything
I
was
am
in the car.
Freaking freezing. The sun is going down because
Is the house locked?
The house is locked because I had locked it getting stuff out of the house to come
Yeah.
to you guys. And so everything, I am just me, and I have like maybe a sweatshirt on and jeans and a pair of shorts. I am sitting, so my friend's house she lives across the street from her parents. And so I'm like, you know, and her brother lives down the street too. So I'm like, I know a lot of people on the street. Eventually someone's going to see me. They'll come help me. I can borrow their phone.
You didn't just go knock on their door?
They were home. I did.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And so I'm just sitting, eventually I just sit on the hood of my car. I'm just like, okay, eventually someone will get home. No, it's like 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, this is insane. I walk to Pizza Luce, which is like a block away, and I ask if I can borrow someone's phone. They were super confused because it's like 2017 and they're like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean borrow the phone?
Yeah, and it was a cell phone. They don't have like, you know, phones and whatever. So I had to borrow someone's cell phone. I can't remember I must have called AAA. And then they came. But this is, and you have no idea what's going on because it's like an hour at this point, maybe an hour and a half past when I'm supposed to meet you.
Yeah, you're late. You're not answering your phone. We're like, typical.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're like,
Oh man, I can't even assume the worst yet.
I'm getting flashbacks to the JCPenney cat photo shoot. I'm like, oh my God, like, why isn't she
That should be
here?
the story.
Yeah, I know, right? We're talking.
Yeah.
I think we try to call our new landlord.
Yes,
he
we
doesn't
did.
answer. And we're like,
And I think my phone was dying. Like I think we
Yeah.
had one working phone, but it was the end of the day. You
Yeah.
know? So
yeah, it was just like, it was not a good situation. And then we decide, well, there is another entrance to
Oh, yeah.
the apartment, but there's two doors. There's the outer door and the inner door.
Safety first.
So we have to hope that
Both.
both of those are unlocked. And so we went through the first one because I think the first one was a code.
Yes.
Just like the front door. And we got through that okay. And it's just like this super like narrow,
Creepy
creepy
brown,
staircase.
ill lit.
Yeah.
It's just a staircase. And so we walk up it and the back door was unlocked.
Yes.
Which is crazy to think about that that's just been unlocked
Yeah,
that whole time.
I know.
But yeah, so then we would thank God it was unlocked because then we were able to get in,
Yeah.
get the key, understood the apartment now, cleaned it. Still, Kara wasn't answering.
No.
We're like, this bitch. Hard beat.
Call back.
And
Like, how dare she?
that door locked me out more than once. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. There were 3 doors to get out the front. So
It's a really easy door to close.
wow.
but it was just really funny that we were both like in tandem locked out, and eventually Kara got back into her car and she finally fucking called us. And it was just so funny.
Yeah, well, we get on the call with her and we're like, hey, where are you? Like, you didn't show up. And she's like, well, I got locked out of my car. And then we were like, oh my God, we got locked out of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild times.
Yeah. I thought that would land better.
Yeah, the ending was a little flat.
Yeah, it's because we started out with double lockouts. What we should have done is explained our side of the story first.
Yeah, we gotta go
No
first.
context with Kara, and then go into Kara. Because that's how it was.
Yeah.
Nobody,
Yeah.
because the reveal that you had locked yourself out as well.
Yeah.
Across town.
I think you also finished cleaning. Like I didn't help.
Oh, no. We were
No.
done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were done by the time.
Correct.
We were like, don't even bother.
Yeah, I think I just went back to the apartment.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll see you at home.
whatever. Yeah. Okay, well, you guys got the gist of it, listeners.
Yeah. Well, this is how it goes when we tell stories. They're getting a real experience
They
right
are.
now.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Usually I'll start a story and the Marion goes, no.
This is the only one that really had any like panache reveal. The other two don't have like reveals. That's
So I
why.
Really screwed the
pooch.
on that one. Do you want to do?
What does it mean? Screw the. Where do you
I don't know.
think-
I don't know.
Can we
I
look
had
up
to stop
update?
because I was like, this is gross. I don't know.
Can we please? I need an update on where screw the pooch came from. Why is that a thing?
Probably like a purebred dog saying.
Oh God.
I don't know. That's gross.
Is pooch slang for mutt?
No, pooch is a dog. Period.
What kind of dog?
Nope. Just a dog.
a dog.
No, what I'm saying is it slang for like. You're shaking your head. You got it. I'm about to strangle you. It's. You know how mutt. Don't shake your head at
Grayson, did you look it up?
I did.
What is it?
Wait, I want to. Sorry, pause.
No.
me. Here's what I'm trying to say before we go into that is like how when you say mutt is like a mudblood dog. I don't know how else to say.
The fuck?
From Harry Potter.
That's
Yeah,
messed
no,
up, man.
I'm following what you're saying.
Go ahead. A mixed breed. Go ahead.
Mixed breed dog is mutt. I thought maybe pooch was like another word
Poodle?
for poodle or mutt. Like it's a word for any dog, but not like any dog.
Pooch is any dog. Poodle is a poodle. What's the poodle comment?
I was saying that like pooch
Pooch.
kind of sounds like slang for. I just thought that pooch might mean a certain type of dog, not just any single dog in the whole entire world. And okay.
Grayson?
Now you're going to hate this. So first of all, it means to make a big, usually avoidable mistake. And it originated in U.S. military slang around the 40s and 50s,
Men.
especially
I hate men.
among test pilots. The original phrase was "fuck the dog," which meant to waste time or goof off. Screw the pooch evolved as a less vulgar, more publicly acceptable version.
How did fuck the dog come about?
Well,
And-
that's the way you waste time. That's a time
Why was
waster.
that a phrase?
Because they're men. There's no women around.
Yeah, they're young men between the ages of what war?
World War II.
That'd be World War II.
So like 14 to 30 something.
They're not around women.
Yeah.
Maybe there are dogs.
No.
like-
No.
I have other things to say, but you're right, Mara. No.
Sexist to assume women can't be equally vulgar.
What do you mean?
Oh, I mean, you guys cuss. You're saying that like all these men are around, so of course they're gonna say fuck the dog.
No, I'm saying that they were literally, because there were no
literally
women
fucking
around.
the dog.
Like
Like
the
there were
sheep
no
thing.
women to have sex with.
But there were, because there were whacks in the military in World War II.
Oh, but that's
But there were lots of men.
That's like
who-
1 in every 1,000.
Or
Oh,
like-
sure.
or
Yeah,
if
it was
you-
still mostly men.
And if you're married, like you're not.
Yeah, it's not cheating if you fuck a dog.
But we do still
Exactly.
but we do still today say,
Screwed the pooch.
oh, jeez, because it meant to waste time or goof off, and to this day we still say fuck around, right? When we're wasting time, you know. And that, you know, if you think about that too, it's also weird.
I need the answer to be that they actually were fucking dogs or something, because like, if not, why dog? Why not animal,
Well, okay,
sheep?
there's a polite version from the 1910s that was feed the dog.
Why is that a waste of time?
Well, we're going to have to deep dive into
Yeah,
this later,
this is-
but it does not end with fuck the dog. There's stuff preceding it. So,
Okay.
anyway.
Tune in next time.
Where we talk about one word.
Ooh, can we have a topic that's origins of phrases?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Idioms, is that the word?
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
The gasp from Grayson. Grayson, can you make a topic that says top 3 idioms?
Please.
Anyway.
Origin of idioms.
Our number 2 that I'm going to say Mara's going to lead
Oh.
is called Per Marion Girl Scout Amazing Race. Take it away, Mara.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler. That is.
That is what the event was called.
Yeah.
I am a lifelong member of Girl Scouts.
Me too.
So is Marion.
I am not.
Correct. But Marion and I first met in Girl Scouts.
Yeah.
When she first moved, her mom was our team, our
Troop leader.
Troop leader.
Lifelong Girl Scout, everybody.
Thank you. I will
You're doing really well so
try
far.
my best to be honest and fair, courageous and strong.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
This is why I'm not a Girl Scout, folks.
You think that's still how it goes?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Anyway, and follow the Girl Scout law.
Follow the Girl Scout law. And the Girl Scout law is. And then you just stop
Yeah.
there.
Then you go into it. It's nice. It's
right.
cultish. But that's how we first met. And for Girl Scouts, I would say that there are less like camping and wilderness, or at least like with my experience with troop leaders and things. But the show, The Amazing Race, was
Very
quite
popular at the
when
time.
we were young. Eighth
How old
grade?
were we?
7th?
I think
9th?
we were 14 or 15 when
it was
we did
freshman.
this event.
Yeah.
I think we were
Yeah.
freshmen.
Yeah. Okay. And Girl Scouts was putting on an amazing race, but Girl Scouts edition. And so, but we needed a third person because the other 2 people in our troop either didn't want to go or
Yeah.
we,
They didn't want to go.
Yeah.
They weren't as locked in as we were.
no,
No.
they had
It was Patty, and what was the other?
bleep.
Yeah.
But there was another one, right? Patty was from a different school.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there another one from a different school? Or was it bleep?
Doesn't matter for the story, just for the record.
It's so hard.
None of what we talk about on this podcast matters. But it matters to us.
Yeah,
quick.
and only us sometimes. But so we did the amazing race, and we needed a third for our little duet.
Yeah. Don't know why, but we needed a third.
That was
I
the
think
minimum size.
Yes.
Yes.
And so
And our mom had to drive.
Yes.
My mom.
Our mom.
You know, she is.
Yes.
Mom had to drive.
She did drive us, and Marion was like, oh, let's get Kara to do that. And that was probably my first time like truly hanging out with Kara outside of school.
Yeah.
And stuff. And
Yeah, I picked Kara because we had talked about doing the Amazing Race together.
Yeah.
Like, and so I was like, oh, Kara would definitely be down
Yeah.
to take this seriously.
yes.
As it deserved.
And I'll do almost anything.
Yeah. At least once.
Yep.
Wink.
It's employed. But and then,
I thought you said it's employed. She's employed.
yes.
She's going to work.
I can't say anything nice. And then so we all three went about her employment. Oh man. We show up and we are the oldest by like 4
5
years or something.
Yeah, everybody else feels like they're
Children.
10 or under.
Yeah.
And we're 15.
It was like immediately we're too old. But the first challenge,
Where was this?
Nebraska.
Okay, it was in Nebraska. So we went there for the weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overnight or something?
It was 2 nights.
Okay.
I remember a lot about this.
Wow, I don't remember 2 nights.
I thought it was I think it started on a day. I think we camped the night before, and then did it start?
Oh, yeah. And then we
day
left
of.
after it on Saturday and came
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We had different tasks that we had to accomplish, like the Amazing Race.
I remember it started out, it started at the campsite, and it was fire building.
Yep.
And Kara built the fire.
Crushed it.
Correct. Yeah, like instantly, these little fucking
Because
children.
I know. We were like,
But you didn't know how to build fires because I was a campfire kid and yeah, that's right. Shade thrown.
we didn't know how to build fires?
Probably not at that age. I didn't.
You didn't because you were like, I remember vividly you guys being like, if you hadn't been here, I don't know how long it would have taken us to
really
build
don't.
a fire.
That would be fun. Shit, I wish we could go back in time and just you and I start a fire together.
Yeah.
We could do it now.
We know how to start a fire now.
I still think I could build it faster. I want to do in Survivor with the rope.
Yeah.
I want to do that.
Sure.
I just want to do all the.
With Flint?
Sure.
I don't think you would be able to beat me at Flint. Have you had any experience in creating a Flint fire?
Once.
Shit.
But I still have.
How long did it take you?
I don't remember.
How hard could it be? Boys do it. I want in on this. I've never done it in my life.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have a lot of Flint and I'm ready.
But I crushed these 8-year-olds. And I remember
Yeah.
us starting off the day by being like, wow, we're going to crush these 8-year-olds and it's going to be so fun and we don't care how old we are.
Yeah. And we had,
We did.
yeah, we did.
We proceeded to run around Omaha
Yes.
with my mom driving.
And your mom is really competitive too. And so it's really nice.
Yeah, so she's like, yeah, let's kick the asses of these 7-year-olds. Yeah. I mean, she would never
No.
use that word, but that was the vibe.
Yeah.
And I don't remember many of the other.
Geocaching
Yep.
was one.
By the bridge.
I
Yeah.
love
Make an N.
geocaching.
Yeah.
I
love
want
geocaching.
to geocache.
I would love to.
We should start that.
We should. Okay, so when we were young, we remember how we would do the scavenger hunts in Des Moines on like Friday nights because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
I think we could make our own scavenger hunt up here with us. that includes like tasks like
Geocaching?
that.
Or like an
Yeah, but we
Amazing
do
Race
it
type.
together.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The problem is you always have to have somebody else organize this
Well,
thing.
geocaching already exists. So we can
Yeah,
just
you can find one
geocache.
that no one's
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Was there a labyrinth involved, like just a regular labyrinth, or is that a different? My mom and I also did an Amazing Race as the two
Checks
of us, but it was anyway. I get
remember
confused.
that.
So I do remember because of the picture. I remember we had to make the N for Nebraska
Yeah.
at a certain like
Sign.
place landmark, whatever.
And then we did arrive to one of the tasks before they were completely set up because they weren't expecting people to finish that fast.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
We had to make, we didn't have to. I think at the end they were like, and now you can make bags and paint them.
Yeah.
And we were like, I guess we're painting bags.
Yeah, we did that, and then we helped set up or clean up or something because we were waiting for all the children
Correct.
to arrive after we had finished the race. About like an hour or an hour and a half later, it took so long for those little kids to show up.
Suckers.
And then we went we're having like a little festival with music and stuff. And we got ice cream and like sat outside at the park.
And that's the first time I learned that Marion likes the SpongeBob ice cream.
Yeah, I have bad news. I have an update about the SpongeBob ice cream, which is that for some, I think a safety reason or something, a couple years ago, they stopped putting gumballs in as SpongeBob's eyes. And I will say that does really affect how I feel about
Thing.
the
What are his
popsicle.
eyes?
They're now like the tiniest little weird chocolate chips as his pupils. And it still has the white like in it. And it's really upsetting. Also because chocolate doesn't belong
In ice cream like that.
in that type of Hawaiian shaved ice vibe. So it's like, first of all, you added something you shouldn't have added. Secondly, like the gumballs are part of the fun. They're like frozen, they're hard. My mouth is watering thinking about how good it is.
There it is.
Yeah, well, yeah, because I was salivating.
Okay. And that's the only time you've salivated before?
I mean, they could have gone with like a jelly bean or something that was at least a little closer to a gumball.
Yeah.
A chocolate
Yeah.
chip.
And not a chocolate chip.
talk about
To
a
be
180.
clear, not a chocolate chip. Like a tiny little chocolate disc. Like if you look it up, you don't even need it there. He might as well have been pupilless.
Oh God. Well, that's
Should have just been blind SpongeBob.
no.
Cute.
Blind people still have their pupils, right?
SpongeBob cataract.
Depends on why they're blind. Like, did they lose an eye or are they like
If they're
blind from other
born,
things?
yes. If they're born blind, yes.
You know, in movies they always have like milky.
Yeah, that happens.
But that's like a
What's
cataract
that?
or something.
Yeah.
That's like a disease. I think we're talking about different types. You're right, Mara. It depends on different kinds of blindness. What caused it? If you're born blind because you have like a
I'm genuinely asking. I don't-
Okay.
your what's that eyeball nerve?
Optic nerve.
If your optic nerve is disconnected or broken or whatever, that's when it just looks like normal eyeballs.
Okay.
I think. I'm
Yeah.
speaking really confidently as if I
I
fucking know,
know.
what I'm
We're
talking
talking
about.
for the record, everybody. We
know what
don't
I'm
know.
I don't know a single blind person
Yeah.
yet.
I know some legally blind people, but not. You can be legally blind and still have partial sight. And,
Yes.
like, so I don't know anybody who's like fully
Yeah, I don't think I do either.
blind. But
I'm partially blind in my left eye.
Because you have glasses?
No, because my optic nerve got all inflamed and badly damaged in 2015.
from what?
We don't know.
Arthritis.
Oh, right. Right?
Cool.
You're looking at the
Right.
most tested man in the state with absolutely zero answers.
And you still got your pupils.
Still got my
Yeah.
pupils.
It's good to know.
Okay. Check. Damn. That's
So-
interesting.
So yeah, that's how we won the Amazing Race.
Yeah, we crushed a bunch of little 8-year-olds.
And it was the best bonding experience for Mara and I.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was good.
That
It
is-
was a really good
Yeah.
weekend.
I remember very distinctly we were listening to songs on the radio.
Oh my
when we were
God!
running around.
Yes.
And that is when there's
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
Our team name.
Our team name was Bubbles because we were listening to a song maybe on the way to Omaha is
Yeah.
when we heard it. And I don't know what the actual song is called.
Running with Bubbles.
No, that's
not the
our song because the song. I think it's really hard to Is it Natasha Bedingfield? It's one of those women from the '90s, early 2000s who's like, "I'm dreaming of you," you know.
Yeah, the twang of the 90s with the vowels.
And
a
she was like,
matchbox.
"I run bubbles when you are not here.
Yes!
Try to say goodbye and
Oh,
I
you're
choke.
Macy Gray.
Try to walk away and
The
I
word bubbles does not
stumble.
appear in that song.
Though I try to hide it, it's clear.
My
I
world
run
bubbles when you are not near.
I
It's
blow bubbles when
This is my
I run bubbles.
confession.
But I think that was what I thought it was. I think the whole
We all thought
we all
one
thought?
of us. I don't know. I don't know if it was you or me, but somebody thought it was I run bubbles.
Yeah.
I still think to this day that it's I blow bubbles when you are not here.
Man.
It's not. It's what
Well,
is
I know
it?
it's not.
You said it. You said it right.
My world stumbles when you
No,
are not
crumbles.
here. My world crumbles when you are not here.
You're
But we called ourselves like running bubbles or something. And then
Yeah.
we were like, oh, we ran bubbles around.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
Team.
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
This is pulling up so many memories.
Right?
We made shirts
Yeah.
like with the puff paint.
Yeah.
or
With the
whatever.
bubbles. Yeah. Run bubbles. Yeah.
And mine was like a cutoff. And then we had like matching bandanas that I can't remember if they gave
yeah.
us, but we were total pride between us.
I would love.
Ally.
I'm
What do
gonna
you-
go back and do that again.
We would have to be the mom driving now.
No.
Grayson will set it up for us. It's fine.
Yeah.
The producer.
That's
for the
what I
pod.
want. That's
It's
what I
the
want for
pod.
my birthday is an amazing race through the Twin Cities.
Just kidding.
What do you think it means to run bubbles? I think we
You think
discussed
you're
this
just-
in the
I'm
van.
sure, yeah.
Talking about a bubble machine. From the bubble machine's POV.
So when the guy is gone, she just turns on a little button and she's just sitting there in the dark.
Yeah.
I imagine like straight face while bubbles like come out.
She needs to try to smile because her world is a man. I rolled my eyes through that entire.
You know when you're a kid and you got the little bubble wand and instead of blowing it, you run?
Oh, I run.
That's
I also,
better.
just for the record, don't think that that's the lyrics.
No, it's not.
No,
It's
it's
not.
not.
Okay.
We just talked about
just
it.
covered that.
We just talked. The lyrics are "My world crumbles."
No, that's a different part.
No,
It's the same part.
my world crumbles when you are not here.
Dear listeners, this is how every conversation goes.
Macy Gray, reach out to us. Come on the show, correct the record. My top everything podcast at gmail.com.
You helped with a core memory for two of us.
2.5.
Yes.
Let's go to our sponsor.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Oh, I like that like stutter thing. That was cute.
We here, bitches.
We're here at the sponsors, and our sponsors for this week are my parents deciding to move to Iowa.
Correct.
I was gonna say Wells Fargo.
Yeah, Wells Fargo. Thanks for offering my dad a job that he thought was interesting and would give him better work-life balance.
Yeah.
Because of you, I have 2 friends.
And that's it.
I have more, but yeah. So yeah, the move and Wells Fargo. Also, thank you to what else? What another sponsor? 2 more sponsors.
Unitarian Universalism.
Right? Unitarian
Yeah.
Universalism. That's how I met Kara, was through church, and then Girl Scouts for Mara.
Greater America.
I think also we could sponsor Girl Scouts of Greater America. We could also, our number 1 sponsor could be Kara moving back to the U.S.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because then we got to live together.
Yeah, that was when it locked in.
Yeah.
That's when we became a true trio. The Girl Scout thing was like a primer, but for some reason that didn't extend.
But then the next year we had Mara and I had
Did you get invited to Mara's birthday
First
party?
period.
And I didn't.
Nah.
I was hoping that would.
I wasn't gonna mention.
I don't know that you got invited to that.
I don't think
party.
I was sad about it. I think we weren't that
I
close
don't
at that
remember.
point.
I don't think you got invited.
to make yourself feel better. Lucas did.
Yeah. It was at the time where I feel like you and I were hanging out a lot more than you and Lucas, and I remember being like, "Why?"
I don't. You know,
I'm healed though. I'm healed from this.
You are, and you told me that, and you just got to take people at face value.
Yeah.
So
Believe their words.
So sorry, you were saying you guys were.
I think it was the year after we did The Amazing Race. Mara and I had rest period together, but it was first period.
yeah,
And I
no,
didn't
it
know.
wouldn't have been first period. I was in band.
It was second period because you always so I have such core memories of this because almost I would say like maybe 2 out of 5 days a week you just never went to band. And you would walk into our class, second period late, with a giant cup of coffee when we were like 16 because you were
Huge
driving.
thermos. Of
Yeah.
coffee.
And we were 16. It was the year after. So we were 16 and you were driving and you would be like, yeah, I didn't make it this morning. And you would barely make it to our class.
Yeah.
Um,
It's not my fault. They took away the same amount of points for being tardy or absent. What is my incentive to show up
Yeah.
if the grade is taking the same hit?
The system.
so I feel like we wouldn't have maybe hung out in that class had we not done Amazing Race.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then we drifted and then, moved back. And
It's like it's an origin story.
Yeah.
And then a whole side quest shit in the middle. And then to the point where you move back.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
Yeah.
I really,
You gonna tell us how much you love us?
no.
It's as nice as going back to the number ones.
Do it.
Look at you.
Okay.
Now it's Marion's turn to lead.
Yeah.
I know. But I can't wait to jump in.
Yeah. So our number 1 story of us takes place. Picture it.
Yeah,
What
picture.
does she say in Golden Girls all the time? Picture it.
Sicily, 1922.
Picture it. Italy, 2018.
No.
Wisconsin,
Not Italy.
2018.
Mount
Minnesota.
Trumbulo. Oh, picture it. Minnesota, 2018.
Yeah.
Because when did you
27.
and
I don't
Grayson
think we
start
went-
dating?
2018. It was in 2018.
We started dating in 2018, so it would have been in 2018.
Yes.
But Mount Trumbulo was
Right.
different, right?
No.
That
The
was
same
that?
trip.
Yeah.
Whoa.
It was a big trip.
It was a big
dude.
trip.
Big
Yeah.
trip.
And
That's where Mary Oliver happened.
Yeah. So sorry, that was a laugh.
I liked that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had kind of like a list of things we wanted to do just in general as a threesome, including like going camping, things like that. And we had decided like, oh, what if we went to see the opera?
Yeah. And we didn't like anything that was playing in the Twin Cities.
We said, you know what sounds interesting though? What was it? Love in the Time of
Cholera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I decided it because it was in Spanish and I was like, I can speak Spanish.
Which was stupid because it took place in Brazil.
Yeah.
Does not speak
Yeah.
Spanish.
It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Make it make sense. And it was kind of like a really convoluted, the storyline didn't grip me at all, but Kara was excited about the Spanish and we didn't find anything better in the Twin Cities. And it was playing in Madison, Wisconsin. We said that'll be a great weekend trip to go there and do things. And on the way there, we stayed overnight. Did we? Or no, we just went to Trumbulo just for
Yeah,
funsies?
on the drive there, we stopped to like take a small hike.
At Trumbulo, which
Yeah.
is French for,
Mountain.
I wanted to say it was like,
Thought it was just the name of
Titties.
a person.
I thought it was like Mount by the water.
No, it was like giant or something like that. And we were like, that's ridiculous. This is the smallest mountain, quote unquote, that we'd ever seen.
And before we went, I had this book of nature haikus. And I had the idea, I was like, what if we started a hike by reading like one of these nature haikus? And it was the first time we'd ever done that. And so I stopped us, read it, and then we went up on the hike and we were walking. And oh yeah, you were dating Grayson at the time because you were like
We just started
talking-
dating.
Yeah, you were talking about Grayson. And we got to the top of the hike and then we needed to take a rest. And then that's when I had Mary Oliver
Yeah.
too and pulled her out and we read our first Mary Oliver. I think we all cried.
We
Yep.
did. We definitely all cried.
Yep.
It was like one of her spring or summer.
And it was so, like, the hike itself was fine.
Yeah.
It was still brown. There were no green leaves or anything. It was very plain Midwest, like, you know, the snow had just melted, so everything was brown and whatever. But it was like such a core memory because we counted that the trains that you could see from the top were so long and crazy. And we were reading and we were just together, so we were enjoying ourselves, and it was a great start to the trip.
It was really, it was kind of like an average hike, but the view was great vibes, lots of deep talks. Like
Good precedents for future hikes. And now Mary Oliver comes on almost every hike.
yeah, and just reading poetry during it is a huge part of it. And it's all started right there.
Wow. I can't believe I forgot.
Yeah, me too. I didn't realize that was the same trip as the opera.
Dude, it was a fucking packed weekend.
Yeah, so then we got to Madison and we checked into our hotel. We were staying at the cheapest hotel we could find, like a Super 8 or something.
And we had disposable cameras that we had been taking pictures of.
Oh.
And I had Marion had gotten like a naked pic of me in the shower or something, and then I got one of her, and then
At home. Those
Yeah.
were both at home. And then you brought the cameras to the trip. And then I was in the shower on the trip and you reached your arm over and took a picture. And I don't think I knew either about this previous
What the hell?
interaction. And so I was just like, what the fuck?
yeah, and that's the only photo that didn't come back. I printed it, so you know that one was clear.
Yeah. Yeah, the others were all like foggy and murky and
Yeah.
didn't really.
Not delicious.
No. So none of those really came to fruition. Yeah.
Someone got to see that picture.
Kara also got hives. Do you remember? She got hives
Yes!
all down her
Like,
back
yes. I
and the
forgot
side
about
of her.
that.
And we
your
didn't know
tummy.
why. Yeah, it was on your tummy.
I remember it was so insane. It was like
Yeah.
everywhere. I do
Yeah.
that sometimes. My body just breaks out in hives and like is really
See?
intense for like a month.
It just happens.
I got a little mini rash yesterday, and compared to the hives that you got, it's a very mini rash. But yeah, I
Spiraled.
probably was gonna die.
Yeah. Until I
Almost
reminded that she's got some anti-itch cream.
Yeah, and then it was fine. Yeah, so then we got ready and we decided to go to the opera.
Yes.
We had picked the cheapest tickets we could find for the opera because again
We were poor.
we were all broke, so we're staying at the Super 8. That was not great. And we go to the opera, we get there. Turns out why our seats were so cheap is because they're partial view, which would be fine if we were watching a play or musical or opera in English. But two of us can't speak Spanish.
No.
So,
Also, it's in Portuguese, I think.
No, it was in Spanish. It
Oh.
should have been in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the partial view didn't refer to the fucking stage. It referred to the goddamn subtitles.
yes. So we because when you go to an opera, there's a big like screen above the stage that has the translation. So that way you can watch and read and, still understand things. And I had really wanted to go to the opera because I had fond memories of going with my parents as a kid and going to Italian operas and reading it and just the vibes. And so, there was a pillar also in front of us. So we're like trying to lean from around the pillar to kind of see, I had to crane. My neck was sore after.
Yeah.
I'm craning to try and read the words of what was going on. Also, the story was super boring.
Yeah.
And, not
It's
good.
terrible. I don't like that. I tried reading that book after. It's just as bad as the play.
There were also empty seats up above, or not above, but further forward.
In front of the
And I
block.
think we got brave
did.
enough at intermission to move up. Even then, it still wasn't.
I was bored. I was falling asleep in Act 1.
Yeah.
It was boring.
It was torture.
Yeah.
I don't know what else we did that night, if anything.
No, that was the day we left, but
Oh, that was the day we left?
yeah,
Oh, so the day before.
was the continental breakfast. No, that
Well,
morning.
that morning was continental breakfast, where I was really into. A couple of us were really into Key and Peele at the time.
Yes.
And we went to the continental breakfast of the Super 8. It was the most haunted thing I've ever attended. The people were soulless zombies.
Yeah.
Everything did feel muted in color.
Yes.
Is the only way I could describe
Yes,
it.
that's a really good way to describe it.
And it felt like there was a filter just on the whole vibe. It felt so, I don't know, just like
It's like, because normally in a
limbo.
continental breakfast, you have, the big towers of cereal and you get to turn the thing and the cereal comes out and they have pitchers with milk and it's cute and glass and whatever. And this was the kids' cereal that you peel back the top on and it's plastic and here's your carton of milk and there's an apple that's been sitting there for God knows how long that's just been sitting there.
like a wrapped croissant or
delicious.
something.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Just
Red Delicious for sure.
It would have been better off at the gas station.
Literally though. Yeah.
And when we finished, or maybe I texted because I don't think we all came down at the same time. And I was like, just so you know, this is verbatim continental breakfast from Key and Peele. And Kara was like, what? And so then we watched the video a bunch. And then it was just a thing, that whole weekend of just the continental breakfast.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Inside jokes.
And then we went, so that means the first day we went to the Mustard
Yes,
Museum.
because I remember as we were walking out
we were
of
trying to find.
the opera, we were like, you know what the highlight of the trip was?
Yeah.
The Mustard Museum.
Yeah, we were like, we don't regret this trip.
Yeah.
Because it was a great trip.
Yes.
Despite the fact that we came here specifically for the opera, and that was by far the worst part of the trip. But it was all worth it because the day before we had decided.
random time and we were trying to decide what to do with it. And so we were all looking at a map and I was like, guys, there's this mustard museum. And Kara was opposed to going.
Was I? Wow. How times change.
And then I think you just started driving to it and we just committed.
Yeah.
It was too late to turn back. Sorry.
I was like, Mustard Museum? Sold.
Yeah.
And this place was chef's kiss amazing. It's owned by a guy, I think his name is Jerry.
Sure.
We'll call him Jerry.
Jerry.
A guy who just decided he really liked mustard. He was collecting mustard from all over the world and he wanted to create a museum. And it was just an explosion of yellow everywhere, and he had a statue of someone with a mustache, a mustard mustache instead of a milk mustache.
Famous art with a mustard twist to it.
So he had a bunch of things like that around. There was mustard, one of the most, so Coleman's mustard originated in Norwich, where I studied abroad in England. So they had the Coleman's mustard, and there was just, I don't even know what to explain what was going on in that.
You have to experience it for yourself, listeners.
Yes, you have to go.
It's amazing. Anybody who talks about Madison, I ask if they've been to the Mustard Museum, if they've gone to Middleton. It's just outside Madison, but it's worth every second.
Everything. I think there was like a history section in the basement. There was like multiple levels to this building.
I remember the basement very clearly.
And then we decided to get a poster. And
who decided to get the poster?
Asked.
You
wanted to ask.
Oh, you.
I think the owner to sign it.
It was me.
We all think it was. It is one of the most contended memories in our friendship.
Why did we not buy 3?
Because we live together.
Yeah, and the reason we bought it is because it was an explosion of color. It was mustard on a rocket, or it was the guy's face, Jerry's like face. He's like sitting on a rocket.
Still
or
have
something.
it.
I do have it, and he's like blasting. He's on like a mustard rocket ship, and he's blasting into space. And it was all the colors that we had in our bathroom, because our bathroom was Space Cat bathroom. It had Mara's Space Cat shower curtain with pizzas.
Yeah, well, there's a cat's face and then like a floating pizza and hot dog.
Yeah. And then I had previously bought like a really crappy knockoff poster that said like "believe in yourself" or something, but it was Mufasa.
Yeah.
But it was
so
super grainy and pixelated. But it was also like galaxy space colors and everything. And so we had those, and then our friend Jen had painted another Space Cat thing that said like
Blood Coven.
Yeah.
Blood Coven. And so we had those things. And so we saw this Mustard Museum space. It was all the right colors, all the purples and blues and everything. And we were like, oh, we got to get this for the bathroom. And then one of us, somebody had the idea that we should ask Jerry to sign.
Because he was in the house.
Yeah. And so he came over, he signed it. We were like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing that we have ever required. Like the signed poster by our hero, the Mustard Museum guy, because it was such an amazing experience. And then we walked out, shut the door. We're like all on the steps. And I think Kara says, wow, I'm so glad I had that idea. And then it was just shouting about who had the idea, like whose idea was it to get the poster in the first place? Whose idea was it to get it signed? Because I think also some of us were like, oh, we shouldn't ask him. We shouldn't bother him.
That was me.
And then like,
Mara definitely asked.
And then like,
Mara asked him to sign.
And and I don't remember anymore. Honestly, it's been so like hotly contested between the three of us. We will never know the truth.
No, that memory doesn't exist. Because
all I remember is how many times we've gotten knockout, drag out, shouting matches about whose idea it was and whose poster it actually is.
How did you end up with it? What did we trade you?
I think I traded quite a few. You got the Fates key thing.
What did I get?
I think you got Blood Coven, the painting. The silence. And I think you got something else as well. You got all of my furniture.
You had a lot of like furniture deals and the Flynn stuff and
then I feel like there was probably something else.
I feel like
you got.
I am sad about like those two keepsakes.
Yeah.
'Cause, they're both like, I can't think of anything that like all of us used or whatever.
Well, the Blood Coven and the poster in the same spot of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know how. I know there was a lot of negotiating. It was very like what's going to happen to the poster was a huge question for us.
Yeah.
I don't know how I ended up with it, but
psychological warfare.
I believe I traded a lot of things in order to have.
That feels great.
Also, I got your furniture because you ruined my table.
Yeah.
And that was payback for that.
Yeah, I know.
Also, you were the only one staying.
Yeah.
So it didn't make sense for us to keep furniture anyway.
Well, she was going to sell it.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
And I said, no.
I said,
No, thank you.
if I don't have to help you get a new table,
Table.
then you can have all my shit.
Yeah.
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 That was
No,
a great
yeah.
trip. Why do we not do annual trips to the Mustard Museum?
Maybe that would
Annual
ruin the
trips to the
magic.
same thing.
Yeah.
But we should do stuff like that more often because it was great.
Yeah.
And the spontaneity of all the places we went to. So what I've learned is we need to, it's so similar. Oh my God, Mara wasn't here for this, but it's so similar to the time we tried to go to the rodeo.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Yes.
having an event where you're like, oh, I got to go try and relive this glory day. And then
Yeah.
the rest of the weekend is a good part.
Yeah.
That's how it
Rodeo
should be.
bombed.
Yeah, the rodeo, we got there for the last 10 minutes.
And it was a gender reveal.
It was a gender reveal. We literally walked up as the last person was finishing. And
Yeah.
then it was just the gender reveal. And we were like, what? We didn't realize the rodeo was going to be a literal hour. We thought it was like a whole evening.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I still want to go to a better rodeo.
Yeah, we will.
Maybe. But yeah, I hope you guys all enjoyed those stories.
I hope you go to the Mustard Museum. If you take anything away from this, please go to the Mustard Museum. Enjoy the glory. Talk to the owner. Get a poster.
Yeah.
We'll throw a link in the show notes.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's the National Mustard Museum.
As it
Let's not
should
forget.
be.
And it's in Middleton, Wisconsin. It's not in
That's
Madison,
what I
technically.
said earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
She said outside of.
I was having
And
a
I
Kara
said
moment.
Middleton.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Great job. Dang. It's got 2,000 reviews on Google. That is amazing.
The website says, welcome to the Condimental Divide.
Oh, I love them.
Fuck, it's so funny.
America's favorite condiment museum. We got so many little trinkets. from
I
it.
didn't know I liked mustard until this is probably why I didn't want to go, is because I didn't like
Yeah.
mustard until that trip. And then I remember we got like a spicy mustard and we got a curry mustard,
Yeah.
That
which I
curry
was
mustard
obsessed with.
I bought so
off
many
the
mustards.
chain.
And then you let me try them and I was like, holy shit, do I like mustard?
Yeah.
And then, the
I
answer
would
is
go
yes.
back. I would go back.
I think it's worth a backseat.
Yeah.
It will never be as good.
No,
but we
it
know
can't
that.
be.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of My Top Everything. Go ahead and hit us up in the emails, mytopeverythingpodcast@gmail.com.
Tell me about your favorite mustard.
Ooh. Or your favorite condiment in general if mustard's not your thing.
Or continental breakfast.
We're judging you. Oh, yeah. Oh, second thing you should do? Go to Key and Peele, watch Continental Breakfast. Best skit that they have, in my opinion. I have cried laughing. When he bites into the banana, oops, ruined it.
And then go listen to that MACY song. No. Who is she?
Macy Gray.
Yeah.
The messy gray I run bubbles when you are not here song.
Yes.
Enjoy it. All right, we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Nailed it.
Wow.
That was good.
When you went down,
I liked conducting.
I was a part of that.